Alright, hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the video for Tower of Fantasy. My name is Ventus. What's good? Alright, guys, in this Tower of Fantasy video guide, I'm just going to really quickly give you a few tips and tricks to raise your CS or your combat score. I think that's what CS stands for. Shout out to the chat for telling me that the other night. I was calling it character strength. But anyways, your combat score is basically a number that is based off of your character's weapons, the weapon chips that you have on those weapons, and how advanced your weapons are, what weapon chips you're using, and your character's armor and gear. Those are sort of like the deciding factors that put together your combat score. Now, sometimes the build that you want to run is not going to produce the best combat score, but it's going to be the build that makes the most sense to you. And then sometimes your highest combat scores are going to be things that just do not make sense based on the stuff that you have on your character at current. So when you're deciding what to use on your character, I don't know if I would pay too much attention to combat score, but sometimes you may need to have a higher combat score to do certain things. So you have to take those things into account, and just try to keep a nice, happy balance between those things, and maybe look for things in the game that will help your combat score be higher with the build that you want to run. All right, so let's get right into this. Alright, so this is a build that I'm working on for one of my newer videos. It's a fire DPS build, and I'm going to show you my combat score with this build. It is a whopping 38,900. This is not the strongest that my character can be, alright? I'm going to put together a build that makes my character as strong as it can possibly be right now. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is choose my weapons. So, looking down at my first weapon, I've got Scythe of the Crow. This has 3 stars on it. That's not bad. That is good for giving myself a high combat score. So I'm going to keep that weapon there. My second weapon slot, this weapon doesn't have any stars. So that's not going to be very conducive to a good combat score. So I'm going to switch the weapon out to something that has more stars. My highest weapon is going to be this. The Negate Cube, I've got 4 stars there. I'm going to use it, and my combat score raises to 40,000 with that, okay? So then I'm going to go to my third weapon here. I've got no stars on Lynn's fan, the Shadow Weave. So I'm going to pick a weapon that I do have stars on. So it looks like I have 1 star. Oh, I've got 2 stars with the Onyx Tortoise. So I'm just going to go ahead and use that. And that's going to raise my CS even higher. 41,459. All right, so cool. That's going to be the very first thing you're going to have to look at when raising your CS, the stars or the advancement of the weapons that you're choosing. The higher the stars, the higher your combat CS. If I choose a different weapon, let's just say if I went down here and took away the Onyx Tortoise and used another weapon that I think is a lot cooler, which in my opinion, I believe that this weapon is a lot cooler, that is going to bring my CS way down. My CS is now 40,591. So then I go back to Lyra and then switch it back to the Onyx Tortoise, and it just goes back up to 41,459. All right, so now that we talked about the weapons, let's talk what to do about those weapons as far as weapon chips, because this makes a huge difference. All right, so being that Negate Cube is my highest star weapon, I'm just going to put on my highest grade weapon chips that are the highest. It's not going to make sense what I put on here. Okay, so Negate Cube looks like, okay, so my highest grade SSR chip is going to be this Scythe of the Crow, so I'm just going to throw that on there. Listen, the build that I'm about to put together is not going to make sense whatever, but this is just for the purposes of showing you how to put together the strongest CS. So my next is going to be this. It's got 33 on the Samir chip. Put that on there, and then go down here. We'll use this 35, and then we'll use this 35. Okay, so that raised my CS a little bit, 41,574. So if I continue going over, let's go Scythe of the Crows, and let's change these chips out to something that's stronger. So I'll use this 0 weapon chip. Alright, so now putting on the incorrect weapon chips, stuff that just makes my character CS go up, I've got it at 42,329. I think this is probably like the strongest that my CS can be right now with this account. And just looking at the warehouse, we're going to take a look at the matrices, and you can just see, like, look at that. That's just a hodgepodge of crap that just doesn't make sense, right? But these are all SSR weapon chips, and they all contribute to a higher CS because these are the highest SSR chips I got. And then once you raise these weapon chips, get them stronger individually, then your CS is going to go up even more. All right, other things to consider when raising your CS is the strength of your armor, your gear. If you look here on the left-hand side of the screen, you see I've got all this elite level gold gear. If you don't have this elite level gold gear, you're still working with blue, you're still working with purple, definitely go to Inners and get your full set of gold elite gear. If you don't know how to do that, I made a video detailing perfectly how to do that. So after this video is over, go and check that out, and then go and do that ASAP. Everybody should be doing this, and I think they did that on purpose to get everybody sort of caught up with the game. And also get these little extra pieces, this little Fortress Tactics eyepiece. I think I got mine from the shop that I spent Tanium on. I think I got it like that. And also with this, what is it? This thing right here, this Fortress Combat Engine, I'm pretty sure I got it the same way. However, this little item down here, the Fortress Micro Reactor, I'm not exactly sure where I got this thing from, but these things just give you extra stats. All right, and then when you get these armor pieces, be sure to enhance them as much as possible. All right, so you go to this screen and you're gonna press L1 to enhance and then R1 to advance them. R1 advances the stars on them, so when you get these little items, these little crystals, you definitely want to do that. So to get those little crystals, I'm back here on the equipment page. You go to your equipment, and it's every so often you're gonna get extra gears, all right? And then you can recycle those extra gears by pressing the recycle button, and they turn into crystals that you can use for anything, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and recycle this, and it turns into crystals. And you can use those crystal chunks to enhance your gear. Looks like that my arm piece is at max level. It's 8 with max stars. So we'll use my shoulder piece, and I can fuse those together. I can actually go to the commissary. I have 1,765 of these purple crystal dust, so I can feasibly buy some more things to enhance them. At the crystal dust store, these booster modules, these things are paramount. You're gonna have to get these. All right, so I'm just gonna use the little bit that I have to get as many as I can get while I can. So I'm gonna purchase these. I can purchase 7. These things help your armor, this equipment, get stronger. I go to my backpack here. You see I bought the booster module. Now I got these little red diamonds on my armor, so I'm gonna go ahead and enhance. This one only has 2 stars on it, so I think this is like my weakest piece of gear. No, these boots are the weakest with 1 star, so I'm gonna go to the boots. All right, so I'm gonna enhance these boots. Right now they are level 9. I can't advance them because I don't have any advancement shards. So what I can do there to sort of remedy that, I can go back to the commissary, and since I'm not gonna be using these purple crystal dusts for anything, hold on, you can't see my purple crystal dust amount. Okay, so top right hand corner, I've got 1,765 purple crystal dust. So I'm just gonna go ahead and buy a couple of combat boots, and it doesn't have to necessarily be combat boots, but if you are gonna enhance your boots, you could probably buy the same thing because you can use those boots to enhance boots, right? But if you have equipment that is not corresponding to what you're trying to enhance, you can always recycle them and turn them into shards that can be used for anything. So right now I'm going to go to the boots. I'm going to enhance, press R1. You see I've got all those purple boots that I just bought. They're right there. I'm going to press R1 to advance them and select, and then boom, there you go. I just enhanced my boots to not quite, yeah, 2 stars. They were 1 star, now they're 2 stars. And then I can take the rest of that energy, or the rest of the boots that I have, and then fuse those. So now I'm like almost halfway to the next level of these boots. So that contributes to a higher combat score. My combat score is now 42,805 just because I enhanced those boots from a 1 star to a 2 star. And also they made it kind of easy too. If you're on this little screen right here, you press L2. This is something new that they added. They basically like give you tips on how you can make your combat score even stronger. and you have to go to these little things and make sure you have all these things. Like right here, I can enhance my combat score a little bit. They say your current matrix level is too low. Upgrade your matrix level with matrix data packs and gold. And it says item needed is matrix data packs, and basically it just says that my matrix level is 34.0 of 35, so I just need to raise my average overall matrix level, and then that will give me this little reward down here, 50 dark crystals, which is actually pretty cool. So all right, and those are just a few things that you can do to raise your combat score. Now, just as a recap, SSR chips raise your combat score by a boat ton. You just have to enhance those weapon chips and put those weapon chips on weapons that have a lot of constellations. Your highest star weapons are going to give you the highest combat score, and then enhance your gear. I can't stress that enough, because that's the one thing that you really have a lot of control over as far as buying those modules, getting those modules from rewards, from chests, from drops, from completing missions. Get those items and enhance your gear. All right. So I think I covered everything. If there's something that I left out, something that I missed, definitely let me know down in the comments. If you have any questions about this or anything else Tower of Fantasy related, please don't hesitate to drop those down in the comments. And if you are in the comments and you have some information to provide in a very polite way, just go ahead and provide that information to help me and help everybody else who is watching this video. Let's help this community to grow. We've already got a pretty strong community here. I appreciate each and every one of you for watching this video and reaching out to me and coming to the streams and stuff like that and just showing support. All right, that's all the name of the game is, helping each other to understand the game better, because they are not helping us to understand the game better. I mean, they're doing some things, but they're not doing everything that they can. All right, so with all that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Peace out.